today on NYSE Floor Talk is Lake Dye. She is the founder and managing partner at Sancus Ventures. Lake, fantastic to have you on Floor Talk. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So now, Lake, I want to start off by hearing more about your background and also talking about Sancus Ventures.
Yeah, so I'm, as you mentioned, I'm a founder and managing partner of Sancus Ventures, but I'm also adjunct professor of applied AI at Carnegie Mellon University. So I've been teaching for 8.5 years. So Sancus Venture is a pre-seed to seed stage. We focus on pre-seed to seed stage investment in software infrastructure, and particularly for AI infra and blockchain infra. So we founded in 2022. So far we're backed 17 companies, and we're very excited about those founders. Actually, majority of the founders are repeat founders, and combined, the 17 founders have already built companies, total value of $58 billion at this day. Yeah.
Okay. So now, Lake, tell me, what are the latest AI trends you find most exciting for innovation and investment, and why?
Okay, so that's a great question because I think everyone have different answers. So for me, because I'm wearing the hat as AI educator, AI investor, and I was AI builder as well. I was early employee of Alibaba and the head of product. So the perspective is a little bit different. So when we look into what are the newest trends, so number one, we see tons of AI use cases now. So with generative AI, we see large language model applications such as content generation in the marketing, but also we see tons of generative AI applications in image perspective, right? So we see companies using that to create the logos. Some of the companies that we brought today use generative AI to create company logos, and we see Sora that was launched by OpenAI use generative AI to create videos as well. So maybe one day one of those interviews that we have will be embedded with AI generated content as well. So aside from all those generative AI applications, there are also industry applications, for example, in healthcare, retail, manufacturing, and we see a lot of connection between software innovation and hardware as well. So aside from all this application we talk about, so what's newest trend we have seen in the entire industry, there are a couple of things. Number one, as we all know that NVIDIA stock went all the way down the roof, right? Because there's so much demand on compute. So the demand of compute has grown 10x every 18 months. So what we're gonna see is that there continue to be a shortage on GPU and computing demand. But what's interesting is that NVIDIA is not only company. We have seen that AMD catching up on their GPU. We see TPU is performing pretty well as well. We do think that there are a lot of cloud providers and other large companies will try to develop their own hardware accelerators to undercut or at least reduce the dependency on NVIDIA. So we're going to see a lot of innovation there on both hardware and software.
Okay. So now, Lake, explain to me the concept of co-parenting AI and its significance for AI alignment, safety, and ethics.
Yeah, so AI parenting, co-parenting is the idea that I created about 2 years ago because I really want to find the common language to explain how humans should work with AI. And so some people say it's going to be human versus AI, sci-fi type of a future, but others say, we're all going to work for AI, right? So in my perspective, I think AI being around since the 50s and 60s, and still today, even though we see tremendous innovation, it's still a baby. So, and this baby was trained by human and grown by human, right? So if you think about if we're all parents of AI, what we're gonna do is that we take different perspective. When you have a child, you not only teach them math and physics, but you really want to do, the first thing is that what it's like to be a really good human being. So the moral compass, the compassion, the value is something that we always bring to teach our children, and we should do that for our AI as well. And a lot of things we're seeing today, a lot of innovations really focus on the physics, the math, the language, right? So we need to get those children the right teacher, not only on the STEM side, but also compassion as well. Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit more. You are a board director.
Right.
Tell me, how do you see the role of board governance evolving in AI oversight, especially regarding ethical and risk considerations?
Yeah. So I can talk a little bit about this aspect. So in addition to serve on a number of boards, I'm also leading Stanford Women Board's Technology Experience Group. So we have over 700 board directors in the chapter. So quite often we have this conversation as to what are the hottest subjects currently in the boardroom. So obviously, since last year, one of the top hot subjects we're talking about is AI governance. The first thing is that what exactly is happening in the world right now? So what are the innovations? How it's going to impact our business strategy, right? So not all the board members are equipped with the most latest AI experience. So from board composition, that's the first thing is, do we have the right expert in the boardroom? Do we need to add another board to our board directors with the right experience to the boardroom? And second is, when should we look for external opinions? And many companies today, before they have AI strategy, they're still working on the data strategy. And you cannot have AI strategy without data strategy, right? And then, of course, the most important subject, one of the most important subjects is ethics, as you mentioned. So there are actually three elements here. So we quite often will hear about AI ethics and we'll hear about AI safety, and people ask me what exactly all this and then what is AI alignment. Actually, this thing's a little bit slightly different. So AI ethics, think about the moral compass for us in AI creations and usage. If you think of AI safety, quite a lot, we talk about the technical aspects and procedures and how do we prevent harms from AI. And AI alignment, that's one area I'm most interested in, which is how do we align human and AI to make sure that AI is not only the outcome, but also the procedure when you're creating AI is really aligned with human values.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So talk about the challenges and opportunities you foresee in aligning AI technologies with human values and business strategies. So
there are many different challenges. We can talk about this all day long, but the key thing is that, when they talk about alignment, the key thing is that, what value do you align? What is considered bias, not bias? Can we human first align that first, right? So that's probably one of the most challenging, interesting subject. Of course, and this is such a new field. And that's exactly the reason that we as early stage investor, and I am as an early educator, and what we do is that we really look into that, how do we educate the future of AI builders to think from that perspective along AI from day one. So,
all right. Well, Lake, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
All right. Thank you for having me.